Inside the Constitution to get my job done. I didn't need the Patriot Act to usurp anybody's rights so I could work and get my job done. It's my distinct pleasure today to stand here and introduce the founder of Oath Keepers, Stewart Rhodes. And I just want to let you fellows know that are in law enforcement that we respect you very much, and we're doing everything we can within our organization to have your six so that we can reach, teach, and inspire all of you. Thank you. Stewart Rhodes.
The stage!
Don't mind me, I'm just an ex-paratrooper. What the hell I'm doing up here. My name is Stewart Rhodes, founder of Oath Keepers. For those of you who don't know who we are, we're police officers, military, and firefighters, other emergency personnel, all who swore to save oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's who Oath Keepers is. Now, how many here have ever sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution? Raise your hand. If your oath expired, put your hand down. Now leave it up now. Your oath never expired. As far as I'm concerned, you are still bound by that oath till you die. Put your hand down now. Go ahead. But you're bound by that oath until you die to support and defend the Constitution. Now, how you do that, you can do that in many ways. Our primary mission in Oath Keepers is reach out to the current serving and to encourage them to take their oath to heart and realize it's a sacred obligation to God that they will support and defend the Constitution. And the way they do that is, first of all, they must understand it. We know they have courage. There's no doubt about that. And we know they have integrity. But we can't take it for granted they have the knowledge. We want to make sure they understand the Constitution. We're pretty confident that if they have the knowledge to go with their courage, they will do the right thing. And they will refuse unlawful, unconstitutional orders. That's a pretty simple message. Just simply follow the supreme law of the land. But if you look at the rhetoric coming out of Southern Poverty Law Center, or now Bill Clinton of all people, who is now attacking Oath Keepers by name, that's when you know you're over the target, right? You get a lot of flack. And I can't think of a better testament to being over the target than to have that snake in the grass attacking my organization by name. But they cannot attack it directly. They can't be honest and say, we don't want the police to think about the constitutionality of orders. We don't want the military to be serious about the Bill of Rights. They can't attack it directly. So instead, they do what they've been doing to all of you. They smear and they lie. They've tried to paint the Tea Party movement as a whole as being racist somehow, as though that matters. It's kind of funny. They first tried to pull that junk on me. It's a little tough to do. I'm a quarter Mexican. My mom grew up picking grapes. I'm part Indian. I'm hardly a poster child for a white supremacist, but what I am is an American. I'm an American first. So they can't attack me as being a racist. So now they try to say that we're somehow some kind of militia, as though there's something wrong with that. But we're not. All we do is reach out to the current serving, but they can't attack that directly. They cannot be honest and admit what they want is subservient and obedient police and military who will just do whatever they're told. Now, was that the intent of the Founding Fathers? In Article 6 of the Constitution, right there, in the Constitution itself, is the oath requirement, requiring all officers of every level of government, right from the president down to the local dog catcher, they all must take an oath to support and defend the Constitution. Now, do the folks here in Washington, D.C. keep their oath? They have already shown by their actions that they have nothing but contempt for the Constitution and for the Bill of Rights. They don't care about it. And I mean both parties, Republicans and Democrats. Years ago, during the Bush administration, when I was a student at Yale Law School, I wrote in opposition to much that President Bush did because it was unconstitutional, such as the claim that he could detain an American citizen as an unlawful enemy combatant without due process, without indictment or jury trial. I understood that was a violation of the Constitution. I spoke out against that. Back then, liberals loved me because I was speaking out against the bad guy in their mind. But now that their man's in power, all of a sudden it's exactly the opposite. All of a sudden I must be crazy, or I must be some kind of a traitor because I dared to speak up during Obama's administration. I don't care if it's the left or the right. I don't care what party they're from. I don't care what little letters behind their name. If they violate the Constitution, I will call them on it. And you must also.
Amen.
Our bedrock in this country, what makes America America, is our Bill of Rights. Without that, we are no longer Americans. And so we must come together on that common ground. Men bled and died to give us that Bill of Rights, to win that liberty for us. Your rights come from God, no doubt, but they secured your liberties through force of arms. Let's not forget that. That's what today is about. Rachel Maddow wants to make today only about Timothy McVeigh, about a mass murdering piece of crap. That's what they want to make it about. They want to make it forbidden for you to even gather together on this day and celebrate your heritage. They want to wipe it out. Why are you here? Are you here to celebrate a mass murderer? No! Are you here to celebrate and honor the men who fought April 19, 1775 in the face of gun disarmament? That's why we're here. And we are here to defend everything they gave us, not just the Second Amendment. They fought for the right to jury trial. They fought for the right of freedom from warrantless searches back then when they were called writs of assistance. They fought for freedom from confiscation of property. As David Cudry had mentioned earlier, there was a whole laundry list of abuses they suffered and they put up with. And they fought and petitioned and remonstrated and filed court cases leading up to, finally, the last straw was the attempt to disarm them. And that's what we're here about today, in respecting the Second Amendment, because it is what guarantees the rest. But don't make no mistake about it. You must be as strong in defense of every other part of the Bill of Rights as you are the Second Amendment. The founders put them all there for a good reason. Now, I want to say my favorite story from April 19th. Some folks who don't know about Oath Keepers might not know this, but last year, 1 year ago today, we gathered on Lexington Green in Massachusetts to honor those who fought and also to renew our oaths to defend the Constitution. And by doing that, we were following in the footsteps of the founding generation. There were actually militia companies across the country who gathered and renewed their oaths in 1798 during the quasi-war with France, a time of crisis and a time of division among Americans. And they got together and repledged themselves to that common ground. Our Constitution and our Bill of Rights, frankly, is the high water mark of the Enlightenment, of Western civilization. We must preserve it. But right now, we must take a stand and not back up anymore.